evening, Graham Rawlins with News Geelong on this Friday, September 9, 2011. The local public bus system has been an ongoing congestion problem in our main street, Mirrabul Street. The question now is, have we come up with an appropriate fix? The scenic surrounds of Aries Inlet can now be enjoyed from the top of the hill as the local hotel reopens for business. And later in the program, Nathan Curry will bring us the latest news from the pulsating world of Geelong sport, while the scintillating Sophie Miller will update us with weather expected for Geelong and the Surf Coast region over the next 6 days. The Australian Tax Office once enjoyed the scenic views of Corio Bay, but has now reopened its doors in an upmarket location in central Geelong. Meryl Friend has more.
We're here in Little Mallup Street at the new taxation office, and the official opening has been taken place by the Assistant Treasurer, Bill Shorten.
Another bit of good news for Geelong. Obviously the government spent millions of dollars putting together a new building and leasing arrangements. There's been jobs created here, and now all the hard-working Commonwealth tax officers have got a new accommodation from which they can go out and do the good job they do every day.
Right, a special day for Geelong too, because it employs many people as well.
Yeah, I think in Australia we are seeing people want to live work near where they live. What we see with the federal government and the tax office making this renewed long-term commitment to Geelong is what we're saying is you can live in Geelong and the surrounding beautiful areas, and you can work in Geelong. And it means that where fewer people in the future will have to make those hard decisions and the long commutes to Melbourne, we see the Gillard government thinks that Geelong and the Bellarine and the whole of the area of around Geelong it's a boom town, and we want to make sure there are jobs here so that people can work in their local communities.
A special day at the launch of the new tax building in Geelong.
Oh, look, it's a fantastic day, Meryl, and it's really good, I think, in terms of the revitalisation of the CBD, which has been a big issue in Geelong, and particularly in this corner of the CBD, where you're sort of now starting to see something of a government services hub. We've got the Victorian Government building close by, so I think it's really going to be very complimentary for that. But the other great thing about this building is it's an environmentally friendly building, 4.5 star, and that's a really good contribution to the environment, but is a very great asset for the Geelong CBD. So it's a fantastic day, and it's very nice to have my good friend, the Assistant Treasurer, down here to open it.
From Little Mallup Street, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. Long-time Geelong residents will well remember the Mirrabul Street bus stops that were the centre of the public bus system. Now the congestion question of being on the buses has been addressed, as Ian Nichols reports.
We're in the heart of the city in Mirrabul Street, Geelong, at the bus interchange, which has proved to be quite successful. Additional bus patronage over the last year or so means it's been quite congested. There's been a lot of people milling around at bus stops, and that's why there's a proposal to extend the bus interchange further up the street, up Mirrabul Street. In a southerly direction, believe it or not, it is uphill towards the iconic T&G building. And Councillor Barbara Abley says it's a good idea. People are used to having to catch a bus in Mirrabul Street near that corner.
Look, it's a really nice problem to have, because the increase in the interest in public transport has actually brought about this recommendation that came out of a recent review that the City of Greater Geelong conducted. And the number of submissions that we received numbered in the hundreds. There were more than 270 people who were actually surveyed on site and I'm talking about the bus interchange area outside Market Square. So it's on the east side of Mirrabul Street. And we had more than 20 people actually attend in person to present directly to the panel, which comprised myself, councillors Cameron Granger and Andy Richards. So one of the great suggestions that came up was from a bus driver who works for one of the major companies. He suggested that perhaps the Bellarine passengers, we split them off from the interchange outside Market Square and move them up towards the T&G, which, Ian, as you know, used to be the site of bus stops years ago for decades and decades, because I remember as a kid catching a bus there, and when I was working at Geelong Hospital after night duty, I'd trundle down there at about 7:30, 7:45 and use the bus stop just there near the TNG.
Yes, well, it has been a bus stop in the past, and as you said, we're just going about another 100 metres south, up Moorabool Street towards that iconic TNG building, and that would allow a lot less congestion to take place, wouldn't it?
It certainly would, and it would mean that it would provide far more comfort for passengers, particularly elderly and those who've had a long day, and people with disabilities who want to sit down. So, the idea certainly has merit. It was generated from the public, and it was generated particularly from this driver. Those people who were in attendance at the review said, yeah, what a great idea.
Waiting for a bus in Geelong's Moorabool Street, this is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. The Triumph Showcase at St Joseph's College continued to help raise funds for the towns of Radico, Bacau and Vikeki of Timor-Leste. Debbie Meaney has more.
Simon, it's a great sunny day. Kids are really excited and happy. It's a great concept you have here, bringing all these schools together to help East Timor.
It is. We came out of the students from about 4 years ago, and we didn't have anything that combined all the schools together. And we thought, well, let's combine together and go for something that is totally neutral, and it evolved from there.
And Triumph. Yeah, great concept.
Triumph. Originally it was 3 schools, 3 Catholic schools united making poverty history, and this time we've included St Ignatius making the 4. We couldn't make it anything else except for triannually, so it's every 3 years, and it's just grown bigger from 4 to 5,000, and who knows where it goes.
So there are other schools apart from St Ignatius?
St Ignatius, Sacred Heart, Clonard, St Joseph's, and we've sent invites out to all the primary and secondary schools, private or state education. So we've got people from all walks of life.
And you've got lots of stalls and things going on here, so many options of people to really dig deep and help Timor out.
We've got food stores who are making donations to the cause, and on the main oval we also have people from Oxfam, Grain, the Geelong Refugee Association, Geelong Friendship Schools Association, and they're all promoting what we need to do for East Timor.
Well, about a year and a half ago, some of the student leaders were given the opportunity to step up and become involved in Triumph, because it was going to be a long process, and so some of the student leaders from different schools got together and we decided to step up and do a really great thing for today, social justice push.
Yeah, Sophie, tell me about the social justice idea.
So it's a student-initiated event. It's leaders across all the Catholic schools in Geelong, the 4 Catholic schools. And what we aim to do is we aim to empower students, and we aim to empower the youth and our generation to step up. It's a social gathering, and it's for a social justice drive for the eradication of poverty, particularly in East Timor, in Vikeki, in Bacau. And what we aim to do is for youth development and education development overseas, and it's to empower the youth generation that we have hands to make a difference and we have a voice to make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. The kids, the school kids have a lot to learn, and so bringing in university students who know about the sound technology and bring in the solar power generator with the Germinate project is a really great initiative that RMIT have done. And I'm from Torquay, so it's great to come back to my town and work with the school students.
Thank you, Debbie. This is News Geelong Friday edition, as we go to a break and return with more news after this.